Today, we're going to be ranking so many different things. The days of the weeks, different brain rot, TikTok, crazy slang stuff you see on there. We're making tier lists. We're making many tier lists. Let's just get right into it. All right, so our first tier list here looks like we're doing video game controllers. Let's take a look here. Obviously, GameCube is S. Pinnacle of controller design. One of the best controllers. I'm going to go DualShock 4. I'm going to throw DualShock 4 in S. Xbox, modern Xbox controllers A. Overall, both very solid controllers. I prefer the way this one feels in the hand. You know, it's the hand feel. It's the most important with these things. F tier, unfortunately, F tier, I'm going Wii U tablet. It was ahead of its time. You know, it set up, it paved the way for the Switch. I respect the legacy there, but no one wanted to play with this thing. You know, if your friend hands you the Wii U gamepad, like that's a huge L. Moving on, 360 controller, S tier. It's arguably the greatest controller of all time. Joy-Cons are a solid C tier. Gimmicky, not great design. I think it's cool. You can rotate them and use them individually or together. It's a neat twist, but they're basically just worse Wii controllers. The Wii controller, maybe a hot take here with the nunchuck. I think that's an A. Obviously, the original Xbox is going to be a B tier. The Duke controller, I'm putting an A. Was it a good controller? By all means, no. It was very awkward to hold, but it's so iconic. It is hilariously large. It's honestly kind of grotesque when you look at it, but I love it. I'm throwing it an A. It's one of my favorite controllers. DualShock 3. You know, by modern standards, DualShock 2 and DualShock are both that they lack in features, right? But there's nothing wrong with them inherently. I'm gonna put DualShock 2 over DualShock 3, actually. Then we got SNES, got some vintage controllers here. I want to say SNES was the first controller to have shoulder buttons. NES obviously paved the way with the D-pad. I'm gonna go B with that. Dreamcast, I love the Dreamcast controller, but it is just like the Duke controller, horrific, I feel like, to play with. Only one joystick. Has good triggers, though. If you've never seen the Joy-Con triggers, very, very cool. I think this is the Saturn Genesis controller. I'll probably put in A as well. I think it's actually underrated, the D-pad on that one. It was kind of octagonal, very good for platformers. Switch Pro controller. I like it. I think I'm going to throw B. I think it's good. The original PlayStation controller, I actually really like this controller. It's great for platformers. It's kind of just a better version of the SNES controller, honestly. So we'll throw that there in A. And I know you were all waiting to see my opinion on this one. The N64 controller, the Trident. It's not good. You need 3 hands to really play with it. I'm going to throw it in top of C for iconic points. That's my controller tier list. Okay. All right. Next we have here some Wordle games. So we're gonna change F tier. Let's see. Global, obviously S tier. I play that game a lot. Haven't played Dungeonal past Wordle. Quordle, I think is an A tier game. It changes up the Wordle sort of gameplay in a way that makes it a little bit more challenging, a little bit harder. I like it overall. You know, it's harder. I always said it's Hardle. Speaking of Hardle, Dordle, which is just Quordle and Dordle, the same game. This one's just bigger, right? I've never played Weirdle, but I've heard it's actually pretty good. It's Flaggle, love Flaggle. You know, you can only do so much if you guess the flag and whatnot. Now, I believe Absurdle is where you guess like kind of a wacky, sort of zany, non-traditional word, which is fun. Octordle, and I think this is starting to get multi-wordles. You have the Dordle, the Quordle, the Octordle, Sidordle, Sedicordle.
Stop it.
It's starting to get too much. I think it really should be bottom of B. Squirtle is just Wordle across, down, and over, which is a neat idea, honestly. I feel like it doesn't play super well. I'm gonna throw it in C. Definitely not a bad game, but not my favorite. Letteral, D tier, because it's literally you have to guess one letter. Not a lot going on there. Nerdle, I'm gonna go also in B tier, because Nerdle is a very good game, but you have to be like a math wizard. Hurdle, I believe Hurdle is the music one where you listen to the song and then you kind of guess the song there. I like that. I think that's a fun one. I'm doing Hurdle. I'm throwing an A tier. And then let's take a look. Cross Wordle, I haven't played. Hello Wordle, I haven't played. Yeah, these I haven't played. Yeah, so for the Wordle makers, this is the official tier list. If I had to rank the actual base game Wordle would be an S, obviously, with global. All right, moving on here, we have, a very important tier list. I know many of you have a lot of opinions on these things. Here we're gonna be ranking the days of the week. So starting out Monday, obvious F tier. Moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday, it's like Monday's better looking cousin. You know what I mean? But I'll throw Tuesday in C tier. I think it's a solid C tier. Wednesday's hump day. For some people, I feel like Wednesday is a great day because you realize, okay, I'm halfway through the week, ready to keep going. Other people, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe we're halfway through the week only. I'm more so on the former. I kind of like Wednesdays because it feels like I'm locking in for the rest of the week. So I might throw Wednesday in C as well. Thursday is like knockoff Friday. You know what? Actually, let's pull Tuesday into D. This makes more sense. Thursday is knockoff Friday, obviously. So Thursday we're gonna put in B tier, which means we put Friday in A tier. Now we think about this, right? I think it's very obvious that Saturday, based on a traditional schedule, Saturday is S tier. Now, where do we put Sunday? Some people would throw Sunday up with Saturday, but I'm not one of those people. I think I'm gonna put Sunday above Friday. I feel like this is a very uncontroversial tier list, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the crazy one. We're going to nicotine products here. Obvious disclaimer, nicotine's bad for you. Smoking is bad for you. Vaping is bad for you. So obviously cigarettes are F tier. If you smoke cigarettes, you really should not do that. I think actually dipping is probably more degenerate than smoking. What I will say is that cigars and pipes are the classier cousins of cigarettes. Next, we got a hookah. I'm gonna go hookah in A, and here's the thing. If you're hookahing regular, this is not good, but I do appreciate the appeal. Typically, you're at a nice Mediterranean restaurant. I appreciate the vibe that comes with a hookah, so I'm gonna throw them in A. All right, dip pouches I don't have much experience with, but they just seem like again, dip pouches seem really cringe. I would almost rather use dip loose leaf because you're a real man. Disposable versus refillable vapes. I think Juul I'm gonna throw Juul in A tier. Disposables are gotta be in C. You know what, we'll throw it like this. This makes more sense to me. All right, so now we got the newcomer versus the dark horse, right? So all of these have been for enjoyment. Very, very few people chew nicotine gum for enjoyment. However, I am a huge proponent of nicotine gum, not only just for smoking and vaping cessation, obviously that's what it's for, but even just on its own as a nicotine delivery method, I think it's good. I like it a lot. Similarly with Zyn. Zyn are only slightly better than nicotine gum, and the reason is that Zyn has better flavors. So yeah, this is the official tier list. If you're doing anything below B tier, you're cringe. What can I say? And you know, start Zinning. I've been sort of dreading this one because I know this is what's gonna start some very heated conversations. I've had A&W like twice, and it was just okay. I'll throw it in D. It's not bad. I'm gonna throw Popeyes in B. Whenever I eat fried chicken from like a fast food place, I feel insanely gross. Honestly, I feel really gross afterward. And I don't know, I just like don't love that feeling. It's the same thing, honestly. We'll throw them both in B. Arby's, but who is eating at mainline Arby's? If you eat Arby's regularly, please let me know what you're ordering because I've never known anyone who goes to Arby's. Panda is A tier. I'm gonna throw Chipotle. Old Chipotle would have been S. Chipotle has fallen in the last like 4 or 5 years to just being good. Okay, quickly we'll go through some pizza. Domino's C tier, Pizza Hut C tier. This is a hot take. McDonald's is very clearly A tier. McDonald's is a great. Del Taco, solid B tier, good in a pinch, so we'll go B there. Jack, very similar to Arby's. Is Jack in the Box is kind of horrific. Do I want Jack in the Box or would I rather just go to bed hungry? That's kind of where I'm at. I'm throwing Jack, maybe an F. Yeah, Jack's an F tier. Then we got Carl's or Hardee's, depending on your location. The thing is, it's good food. I'm not denying it's good food. It's just expensive. It's not good value. Really, actually, you know what? Maybe it is B now that I'm thinking about it. Long John's, I haven't been. I won't even count Panera in this list. Like, Panera's not really fast food. Five Guys is like way too expensive. Granted, it's a good burger, tasty burger, but it's not a good value. Dunkin' is C tier. Their food is okay. Donuts really aren't good, in my opinion. BK. I hate to say it, but BK might be C tier. BK really needs a resurgence, and I would support BK coming back, but right now it's definitely C. Wendy's used to have incredible value, no longer, but they have good quality and good flavor. So I'm gonna throw them at the top of B. Sonic. I don't go to Sonic enough to truly say. I might just throw them in D as well. Jamba, I wouldn't even really count Jamba Juice as like, it's kind of like its own category compared to this stuff. I'm gonna throw it in B. Obviously, being a California native, In-N-Out is just S tier. If you disagree that In-N-Out is S tier, unfortunately, you're just wrong. If we're talking about those three characteristics, quality, flavor, value, In-N-Out is simply the best on this list. Taco Bell has probably had the best comeback of any fast food company in my lifetime. So I'm gonna go Taco Bell low A. Honestly, might be mid A, right beneath McDonald's, I think. And yeah, I think this is the perfect tier list. Maybe these could be swapped around. B and C could be, you know, refined, but I think S, A, and the bottom here is just perfect. All right, got a little bit of a quick one here. We got over versus under for toilet paper. I'm trying to think what I use. I don't know. I think I'm an under supremacist. Yeah, because I feel like with over, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna hit it and it's gonna like fall over. You know what I mean? Like it feels unstable. That seems right to me. That I like this. I think this is good. Got a little brain rot tier list, and listen. I know a thing or two about brain rot. Let me tell you that. I've skivvied a few toilets in my day. Where do I even start here? Let's start with Riz. Riz is a brain rot. Riz is actually a genuinely usable word. Unlike some of these other things we'll get into, you can actually use Riz to describe a real life phenomena out there. Gyat, I think Gyat is hilarious. Amogus is just B tier. I feel like it's kind of almost borderline no longer brain rot because it's kind of falling out of fashion. Mewing, totally S tier. That's what I have to say about mewing. The Patrick Bateman Sigma. I feel like the whole Sigma, Alpha, Beta, Omega, Epsilon, male thing is a little played out, but I do think it's a good meme. It's a good meme. Skibbity Toilet. I feel like Skibbity Toilet represents like if you are old if you don't know what Skibbity Toilet is. I think Ohio is an S tier brain rot meme. The reason is in that you can always you can throw any of these combination of words out there and then you can just say in Ohio and it just becomes such a banger. Duke Dennis, Aiden Ross, and Kai Cenat. And I guess Phantom Tax is also a part of this, sort of. I think Kai Cenat is like the funniest one in terms of brain rot, followed by Phantom Tax, with a Phantom Tax in B tier. The Overstim, this is more in like the style of brain rot edits, less about like the actual brain rot terms. So like this is kind of like not really getting the point. Grimace Shake though, definitely very brain rot, really funny. FNAF, I love FNAF. Ice Spice, I'm gonna throw her in C tier again. When we're talking about brain rot, like all of these, Phantom Tax should be up here too. You can't really just throw all of these like together and make a coherent sort of like brain rot meme. But Baby Gronk and Livy Dunn, I think this is a hilarious meme just because, I don't know, it's just so stupid. But there's something about Baby Gonk that just gets me every time, man. It just gets me every time. So this is my official brain rot tier list. Again, I like to see some other things on here like edging, like gooning, looks maxing, jelk maxing. I think this is a pretty, comprehensive list. All right, well, there you have it. We went through, ranked all of our favorite things. I know that many of you were watching along, following along, having a lot of strong opinions, disagreeing, and while I respect your right to disagree, unfortunately, you're just wrong. But let me know where I'm wrong in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you follow me on Twitch, TikTok, and X, also known as Twitter. And thank you for watching.